Osso Buco. And this one are going to be with Bison, Shank, and a side of Polenta, like they call it in Italy. But here in the South, we call it grits. And remember, if I can cook it, so can you. So go nowhere. Let's create. So this shank is about 2 inches thick. Here's the thing, if you have it about 1.5 inches, that's perfect. What you don't want is something less than 1 inch or even 1 inch, 1 inch or less, because what is going to happen when you're cooking this, and this is going to take a little while, it can fold, and you don't want that on the, unless you tie them, with a rope to keep them open. You might want to stick with something about 1.5 inches, 2 inches. And you're going to keep this simple. I'm just going to use salt. And this salt, I actually ordered this salt. It's a birch smoked sea salt. I ordered this online from Iceland. It gives the birch smoke taste and flavor. And you're going to do this in both sides and on the sides. You're going to apply this salt. So let's get some Italian extra virgin olive oil. This is a good one. Low cost, Lucini. You can find it in Walmart, Target, any supermarket. You're going to put some extra virgin olive oil. It's about 1/4 cup, maybe 1/2 cup. See, I have sufficient. I had this preheated because it's cast iron. I want the heat to distribute. And you're going to cook this say medium high for about, I would say about 5 minutes on one side, 4 to 5 minutes on one side. You're going to flip it, do the same for the other side. I will keep this part of the pan away from you. You don't want to hit it accidentally. And let things flow for a little bit. 2 minutes cooking under. You're going to notice something. In this case, I'm only cooking one, but it's starting to kind of break out a little bit. That's what I meant when I said that you can tie it, using a little bit of the little rope that you use in the kitchen. Tie it here, tie it there so it doesn't break out. It's optional. I don't care. It's going to be delicious anyhow, so no tying for me. And this is the kind of rope I'm talking about. So 4 minutes later, turn it around, see how beautiful it's starting to look. And judging for how we cook here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to only cook it for, I'd say, 3 minutes the other side. Because this is bison. Bison is lean. You tend to cook faster. So 3 minutes on the other side, maybe 2.5. See how beautiful? I'm going to take it out here for now. Let it rest. So let me introduce you to some key ingredients that you might need as you go to the next step. I actually have some carrots. I chopped them very small, the peel. I have some celery, onions. This is a small onion chop. I'm going to have some beef stock. I have about 2, maybe 3 cups. We will see. My sea salt is going to stick with the birch smoke one. About 4 or 5 garlic teeth, big chunk. You can mince them too, by the way, but I'm going a little bit different. I have some bell peppers. I have the orange and the red. I might not use it all, just going to use some. I have some Italian parsley. And I have some thyme and some rosemary. Some people like to use tomato paste, tomato sauce. I'm going to go much more natural than that stuff you buy and use in cans. So I'm going to go with a handful of small tomatoes from the vine. And I'm going to have a bay leaf, which I have somewhere around here. Of course, you're going to need some extra virgin olive oil to take this to the next level. And I also have some white wine. And I can drink this one, so that's the type of wine I prefer. So I have the heat at medium high. This is an oven-friendly pot. A little bit big because I want to be able to show you what I'm going to do here. And first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put a little bit of the extra virgin olive oil. I'm going Italian, just a little bit. Let it heat up a little bit. And I'm going to put the onions. I'm going to add the celery. I'm going to do it now. Peppers. I'm going to add the onions. The tomatoes. And add the tomatoes now because as you heat this up, these tomatoes are going to break and you're going to have them break. Carrots. And the garlic. Once again, you can mince it more, but I'm going to go chunk. I want the chunks, you know what I mean? And medium high. Let this soften and darken. You want them to darken a little bit. It's going to take a few minutes. I like to put a little bit of the oil that I used earlier for the shank. In about 3 minutes, 4 minutes, since I caramelizing, darkening a little bit. See this tomato? I just want to push it down a little bit. And I do the same with the other ones. See? I'm going to add some aromatics. Bay leaf, one is sufficient. I'm going to add the 2 little ones. A couple of thyme stems. Couple of rosemary from the farmer's market. Fresh, beautiful. Going to add the meat. Smelling good, huh? Smelling good. I have some of my Italian parsley. I'm going to add just a little bit. Let me do it now. Cup of white wine. 1 cup. And now comes the broth. And it's going to be about 3 cups of broth. Time to add some sea salt to your taste, or whatever type of salt you want. Once again, I'm going with this birch smoked salt to give it that taste and flavor and aromatics. Add to your taste. You can add a ground pepper, but because that had that bird smoke taste, I decided to go without the pepper. Now, one thing I wanted to mention, if this was a veal, when I was cooking it in the pan with the oil, I would have put some all-purpose powder around, not powder, but flour, and cook it that way. But because this is bison, I didn't add that. It didn't need it to get this beautiful color. Now what you're going to do, you're going to turn this off. You had your oven already preheating somewhere between, I would say 330 to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to go in between 340. You cover and put in the oven. And I think I'm going to cook this for about maybe 2 hours. 2 hours later, I pull out just to take a look. Oh yeah. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let it cook for another 15, but on cover, without the cover. Another 15 minutes, just to give it that final touch. So it's time to put this together. And I'm going to start with the polenta. The polenta, or the grits. So you can make it pretty. But this is not your traditional grits. And that's my style of polenta. And you just try to shape it a little bit. It doesn't have to be super pretty, you know. And I like to add a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top. You can use the grated one too. I'm going powdery. I don't want it to make it too overwhelming. Little tiny bit of Italian parsley. See how pretty it's looking? And now it's time to put the Osso Buco. So you put on top. You can put some of the little veggies and stuff around. It's that simple. You can add a little bit of that Italian parsley on top. If you want to, a tiny bit of cheese.